Hello everybody and welcome back to the Epic Flight Academy. You know, lately we've been talking about instrument approaches, and did you realize that in aviation we categorize IAPs or instrument approach procedures into three broad categories? Well, that's what we're here to talk about today in the instrument rating course. And I'm your host, Mike Thompson. We are sure glad you are watching these videos. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. But as you are aware, there are three keys to success. Number one is to study Epic's online course material. Number two is these videos. And number three, and very importantly, is to review all of this content with your flight instructor. Now, what are these three instrument approach categories? Well, the first category is what we call precision approaches. The second category is what we call approaches with vertical guidance. And the third category is what we call non-precision approaches. So let's take a look at each of these categories. The precision approaches are based on navigational systems that provide both lateral and vertical guidance. These approaches are associated with a decision altitude. Examples of precision approaches are the ILS, or Instrument Landing System, the GLS, or GBAS Landing System, and the PAR, or the Precision Approach Radar System. The second category of approaches is called the APV, approaches with vertical guidance. These types of approaches are based on navigation systems that provide both lateral and vertical guidance, just like the precision approaches. But these are not classified as precision approaches because these approaches do not meet the ICAO Annex 10 qualifications to be considered as a precision approach. For alternate planning and flight planning purposes, this category of approach is to be considered as non-precision approaches. However, the APV category is also associated with decision altitudes. Examples of approaches with vertical guidance, or the APV category, are the LPV approach, the LNAV/VNAV approach, the LDA/glide slope approach, and the PBN/RNP type approaches. The third category of approach is called the non-precision approach category. These types of approaches are based on navigational systems that provide lateral guidance only. There is no vertical guidance provided. These approaches are not associated with a decision altitude, but rather non-precision approaches are associated with what we call a minimum descent altitude. The aircraft has lateral guidance and is allowed to descend down to, and not below, a minimum descent altitude, at which point you will continue to fly toward the airport and make contact with your runway of intended landing, or if you've made contact with the airport, then to circle to the runway of intended landing. Examples of non-precision approaches are the VOR, the NDB, a localizer, an LDA, which is a localizer type directional aid, the SDF, the Simplified Directional Facility, the LNAV, or the LNAV plus V, or the LP approach, or an ARS, that's an approach surveillance radar, and all circling approaches. Well, folks, that is a recap of the 3 categories of approaches. Join us for future videos as we start to talk about these approaches with more specificity. Join us next time.